Welcome back, everyone. It's DV, and we just got an update, a huge update, in fact, in Roblox Islands. So you're probably either watching this video because you're curious about what's going on, or you're really angry about what's going on. And I hope you're actually just curious and have an open mind to this update. So I'm just going to dive straight into this. So in the latest update today, so first, the biggest feature update is that we now have XP, so you can now actually level up different, skill levels. And this is really cool because what used to happen is you'd be a brand new player and you had access to everything in the game, right? Which is problematic because if you're a new player and you come up to one of these machines, or you're trying to just do something, and you come up here and you're just like, I'm just gonna make this and this and this and this and this, and I'm gonna make factories and I'm gonna make all that kind of stuff, right? And then you go to a published island and then you buy and sell stuff, and then you end up with stuff that you just don't even understand how to use. So this update actually gave us some progression and a little bit of a tutorial for some players who are new to the game. Now, if you've been playing this game for a while and you have billions of coins or had billions of coins, you may not be happy about the wipe. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the data wipe that happened and how that worked. But the main thing I'm gonna cover is what's new in this update and how to grind XP levels. So before I begin, if you could hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be great. And I hope this video will guide you through this latest update. So I'm going to cover the XP first. Let's go through the branches, and I'm going to explain how you can get XP from each of these branches, okay? So right here we got farming. So farming is pretty obvious. So you get XP for farming from two ways. One is if you gather stuff up manually through your crops. So like if you just kind of harvest like onions or whatever you have, then you gain XP, right? And if you're new to the game, you're going to be just pretty much farming your wheat. But you can see right here, I'm going to get some XP for harvesting that. The other thing you're getting is XP for auto farms. So you do get a little bit of XP. It's not 100% of the same XP as manually harvesting, but you do get some XP for auto farms as well. It is a reduced amount of XP from autos compared to manual pickups. So the value of doing that is obviously yield here. So the base stats, this will actually continue to go up the higher you level. So you can see I got level 40 here. And then at level 3, you unlock tomato seeds, which pretty much happens after like 3. All you have to do for that is just harvest a few and you'll level up super fast. Like these initial levels are so fast. And then you come up here and it's level 16 and 18. 18, you unlock carrot seeds and carrots. Level 22 is spinach seeds. So this is actually a new crop. And so I'm going to actually show you the spinach and what it does real quick. So spinach will actually, like if we go right here, I'm going to harvest that. Spinach sells for less than carrots, but is costs more than carrots. So you can actually use spinach as an upgraded version of wheat to feed animals, okay? So you're going to slightly improve traits with animals. And a part of this update is definitely an animals revamp. I'm going to get into that in a little bit after we cover this and the wipe stuff, but I'm not going to get into that until I've covered the XP stuff as well as the data wipe stuff. And then we got tomato totems. So you can't really access these totems until you've leveled up, which is, like I said, it's really fast to level these up. And then same right here, onion seeds, carrot totems, trellis, grape seeds, and then you continue going all the way up to here. So if you want to be able to set up these auto farms for onion totems, you are going to need to be level 40, but if you just want onion seeds, it's 31. And if you remember my video from earlier today, I actually covered, how to do this, and this is actually a way better farm than an auto farms anyway, so you don't really need to level up for that totem. And in fact, this is going to be the cheapest and fastest way for you to get XP. So you're going to get more XP through manual harvest, and you're also going to be able to make a lot more onions, and you're going to make seeds and all that kind of stuff. So definitely, do this farm, not that auto farm yet. Unless you already have an auto farm, then that's great. Kind of like me, right? I already have an auto farm, so I can just come down here whenever I want, go grab these real quick, and then now I can actually sell these for coins to the merchants inside the hub. So hopefully that explains farming pretty well. And then next up is wood cutting. So wood cutting is pretty self-explanatory in that you just need to chop down, trees and such. So as you level up, this is going to get, tree damage is going to increase. And then of course you continue down here and you can see what you get. Now, one thing is, you do notice that avocado trees, you can't really sell avocados until you've unlocked that level 12, which makes sense because you wouldn't have access to this tree otherwise. And then all the way down here with gilded steel pickaxe and such. So earlier today, as a part of the update, we couldn't actually use the pickaxe and any tools that were level locked. And so that is actually fixed. So you can actually use all these tools regardless of level. So they did unlock that, and they removed the restrictions for levels, which was actually a good move because we kind of got stuck a little bit. If you were an established player, you kind of got stuck. So they had to patch that, and they fixed that pretty quickly. So then over here, we got mining, right? So with the mining is actually going to be things like breaking ore. So you're pretty much going to be farming like iron ore or electrite or gold or aquamarine. So pretty much any ore that you want to be able to level up with, you can do so. And depending on the ore stack itself, you're going to make more XP depending on which one you break. So what I would recommend is just skip all this stuff over here and go straight to the aquamarine, because aquamarine seems like it's the best one to do because you get a lot. You get about 21 XP for each aquamarine that you break. And I've got this gilded steel pickaxe already, so I'm going to have that advantage. But you see, I just got 21. Now we're going to get 42. And I think I've got some extra XP going on. So, that's the one thing you'll notice as part of this, though. Each of these branches actually actually have a daily bonus, right? So you can see right here, I've already filled up my daily bonus for farming, but for woodcutting, I have 507 XP that I can still get, and that just gives you a nice 4 times bonus. So you'll see the count over here in a second. So let me go to mining. So with mining, I have about another 700 I can use. So I'm going to go over to this iron here, and I'm going to just crack this a little bit. And you can see right here, it says 4 times daily bonus, right? So once I actually run out of my bonus, then it's going to be a lot less XP over time. So it's going to slow down once you run out of your daily bonus. So if you're a hardcore grinder, you can still grind pretty fast, but at some point it's going to start slowing down for you if you're grinding too much, because that way casual players can still keep up with you a little bit, right? So it's not like, you know, someone that's just playing once a day is really losing out. So if you're just a daily player that only plays a little bit every day, you can still get a lot of XP. And then if you're a hardcore grinder, you can still keep going, but it's going to be a lot harder than, say, just waiting, you know, like a casual player. So mining will actually eventually unlock, you know, these totems. So you do need to level up quite a bit. I've only unlocked iron pickaxe. I'm still working on my stone totems and my coal totems, as well as my iron and all this stuff. So the nice thing is I did notice that even though I'm not level 18 yet, my coal totem still works. So you're not messed over on that. The other thing, before I continue the next branch, I do want to show you the buy boost here. So this is actually a little bit of a pay to win approach, but you can basically get a 2-hour 50% XP boost for, it's less than 50 Robux. So if you want to get 2-hour boost so you can kind of grind faster, you can get boosts for every single one of these branches. So if you wanted to light up this one. Now next up, we got economies. So this is the number one question I got during the live stream is, DB, how do we level up our economy? And it's actually really, really simple. So if you sell anything you can to any of these merchants here, then you're going to make economy XP. So check this out. So I'm going to sell these crops. So I have onions, right? So I'm going to go and max that out. If I hit sell, you're going to see all the XP on the right. So I got 591 XP. I didn't level up. Right now, my level is 54. And in order to be able to use vending machines, so in order to be able to edit any vending machines, I do need level 30. And then I need level 60 to be able to actually craft vending machines. And that pretty much slows it down so people can't just go and like create a vending, kind of like, you know, my noob to pro videos. They basically slowed it down so I couldn't just go and like, you know, go crazy with a noob to pro video overnight. So next up, we got the animal husbandry. And you can see here, we got different base stats for this. So you need to level up your husbandry. So you can actually unlock stuff with Talia. Here, if you go to view offers, you can see, and this is what it shows, like all the different level caps and level requirements. And I really like this branch system. It's really cool. So I've already unlocked the cow spawn. And so I'm actually going to go buy one of these so we can actually show you that in a little bit. And then of course, this is the cheese. This is the sheep egg. And then we've got, I don't know what this one is yet. I think that's just unlocking wool, because that looks like a wool block. And this looks like, I don't even know what that is. It looks like a blanket or something. Maybe it's a wool blanket. And these are just to sell. So that means you're going to be able to make these. And my guess is there's going to be something else with the workbench, the animal workbench. So we're going to check that out in a little bit, like I said. But let's go ahead and continue on this XP. So animal husbandry, you know, you can unlock the cow egg, you can unlock the nets and such. And so it continues to, you know, progress. And then this one right here is a fertility potion. I couldn't really figure out how to do this one yet. I'm still digging into that one. So, you know, stay tuned for another animal update video that I'm going to be working on that will explain how the fertility potions work. I don't think they're that difficult. It looks like there is breeding now. So you could probably breed, you know, 2 cows. So if you have 2 cows, you can give them fertility potions and they can end up making more cows. That's going to be pretty cool. Like if we have like a stable later, of course, it looks like they continue to unlock stuff further down. And then you got like a +1 max large animals. So you do need level 20 to be able to, I guess, have another adult. And then down here, you do need level 21 to unlock your sheep spawn. And then you got shears that unlock, and then white wool, and then firefly and cloth loom. So this is when we start getting into the wool stuff that we haven't seen yet. So I'm probably going to dedicate a separate video to the cloth and the husbandry, because it is going to take a little bit of time to grind this, which I'm excited about. Honestly, I'm so excited to be able to actually have something to grind again. And then over here, we got an industrial milker, which is crazy. I don't even know, how do you hook the cow up with that? I don't know. Do you sit the cow next to it or something? It's crazy. And then a wool vacuum. So there's lots of new stuff for animals, which is crazy cool. I'm excited to be able to see these. And then it looks like this just increases the number of fertility potions you can buy. Looks like you can continue to increase the number of animals you have too. So that's really cool. So that is animal husbandry. And then over here, forging. So forging is basically factory stuff, industrial. So the way you're going to get XP on this is pretty obvious. So you actually get this through campfire first. So in order to be able to start earning forging XP in the first place at the very start, you're going to need a campfire. Now, if you already have things like smelters or furnaces, then you're pretty much already going to be able to earn XP very quickly, especially if you already have an auto farm. If you have an auto farm, you're going to blow right through most of the stuff. Like I pretty much blew through all of this very quickly, and it's still going. It's still going. So I'll actually have these two pretty soon. I did run out of my daily bonus, so it's slowed down a little bit. Of course, I can boost it if I really want it to be done tonight. Now, there was a bug today regarding your in and output chest, which the dev teams already, I think they may have already fixed. I'm not sure, but they were fixing that. But this is pretty straightforward. So you do need level 8 to be able to make a smelter, and it continues to climb from there. And fishing is pretty straightforward, right? You do need to be level 20 and 25 to be able to sell the eel and swordfish. So that slows the players from making millions off these, because you can actually make a lot of money off eels and swordfish in a day. So a lot of people don't realize that. So they've actually level locked that, so it does require some fishing time to be able to finally start, selling these. It doesn't mean you can't catch them, it just means you can't sell them for a bit. And then right here, cooking's pretty straightforward. So you're gonna need a cooking table. I think cooking tables were broken today during this update, and I think they may have fixed it already. Pretty much gonna level all the way up. And then potions are actually inside this as well, so you can't make a brewing stand until you hit level 40. And that makes sense because you do need potion glasses in order to be able to make these anyway. And potion and wizards and stuff are hidden behind combat, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then right here you got grape jam, and it continues further down all the way to the highest level, which is orange honeycomb. Then over here we've got combat, which I think is going to be the most popular section people are going to be curious about. So here you actually start out. So I'm level 13 right now, so my max health is increasing. So it looks like my max health is going to continue to increase the higher level I am. And I'm not sure if this is going to actually impact PvP in any way. So like if I was a really, really high level at combat, does that mean it's harder to kill me? And I think it should be. I think it should be harder to kill me if I'm higher combat. And then at level 16, you unlock Bufflecore Island, as well as the ability to sell starfruit to the merchant. So again, you can't, if you have a bunch of starfruit, you can't actually sell to the merchant until you've unlocked Bufflecore Island, which makes sense because you can get starfruit from that island, right? So you can actually get starfruit seeds and stuff from that island. And then over here, you have Wizard Island, and Wizard Island unlocks at level 25, and you get the empty potion bottle, right, that you can actually sell to the adventurer. And the same goes for here, for Desert Island, so it requires 41, and you can sell these back to the vendor once you've unlocked that island. Next up, we got light melee. So this is pretty straightforward. So this is all the different swords you have, like Rage Blade, Cutlass, and all that kind of stuff. So that is light melee, and what that does is it basically gives you extra damage for those weapons. So you want to level that up to get higher damage. And then if you want to be able to actually earn heavy weapon melee, to be able to unlock the steel hammer right here, you do need that axe back here. So go back to light melee. This is actually a heavy weapon. It's considered a heavy weapon. So you do need to level up to 12 to be able to unlock the Iron War Axe. And so with the Iron War Axe, you can actually earn heavy weapon XP, right? So you do need that axe to be able to earn this. Otherwise, you can't earn any heavy melee. Archery is pretty basic. You just need the basic bow to be able to actually earn any XP here. I think most people are going to skip right over this one and go straight for the vamp bow. At least I would. And then finally, we got over here magic. So magic is just magic damage. So the higher you level this up, the more damage your titles are going to do. So you can earn XP through killing with your spell books and stuff. So that is the XP update, and I think that's the most important piece of this update is the XP, which gives you really something to grind. Plus, the other thing I want to show you though is you don't need access keys anymore. So if you come through here and then you go all the way across here, you're going to notice that the portals are locked, right? So they're XP locked now, so you don't actually need any keys. And it does look like all the keys are now archaic. So now the keys are all useless artifacts, which are pretty cool because they are limited now. So right here it says you need the level, right? Or combat level 16 required. And once you have that, you can just go straight through. And the other thing I want to show you real quick while I'm over here is I do want to show you how much XP the gold gives you, as well as electrite. So check this out. So if you come over here, let's find some gold. Doesn't look like we have gold, but we have some electrite. So let's go ahead and check the electrite out. So we get 120. Whoa, that is a lot. Now I just have the daily boost. So I have the daily bonus, which is 4 times. All right, so here's some gold. That gives me, they gave me 564 from that one. That's because I think I got like 3 from that. I'm not sure. Gold is king on this one. Electrite gives you a lot too, but gold is king. So each ore that you get, it looks like it's based on how much ore you collect versus anything else. So if you collect a lot of ore, then you're going to get a lot more XP than usual. Now let's cover the most important thing, which is, let me see. I had 15,000 starfruit, so I am now down to 200 starfruit seeds. And so I actually did lose a ton of starfruit seeds. And of course, I lost more than that as well. So I lost a lot of my inventory that were rare items. And it was because they basically did a huge wipe today. So it was an economy wipe, and here's why they did the wipe. Let me give you a quick little 101 on what's been going on. So the game's been kind of broken for a while now. So it kind of got worse after about Vampos. So right after Vampos got released, I think it was like maybe a couple days, 3 or 4 days after that, then duping really started getting heavy in the game. Some dupers basically just started duping items, and part of that is cross trade. So cross trading is basically when you spend real money or trade real items or trade other items outside of the game for items in the game. And so that was a big economy for people that were basically illegally duping items, right? So they would dupe items and then they would sell them for real money. And so that was actually really harming the economy in islands. And so that's how you would end up with something like this, where a title here would be worth less than an actual spell book, because titles got, duped more than regular spell books. And so a regular spell book spell page would go for about 500,000, whereas this title spell book here would go for, drop down as low as 30,000 coins. It was as low as 30,000 coins. So it made no sense, right? So this is the most powerful spell book in the game, yet one of the 3 pages required to make a normal spell book was worth, 500,000 coins. And, there's other things that would happen, like smelters got duped for a while, and so pink sticky gears were worth as much as smelters early on in the game. So early on in the game, I think smelters were down to like 60,000 coins a piece. Believe it or not, there was a time where smelters were only 60,000 a piece. So, back then things were very, very different, right? And so now we actually have, and then of course, people found ways to dupe coins. So you'd end up seeing players with trillions of coins, and, it was really breaking everything. Things just didn't make any sense for, when you'd want to sell something. And then because people were duping items, you'd like really grind really hard for something that was limited or really hard to get. And then someone would just go and turn around and dupe it. So for example, the blueprints, people used to, just grind like crazy for like 6 hours plus for blueprints, and then they would get duped. So for example, I grinded 24 hours, granted it was AFK, auto AFK, but I grinded for 24 hours for my Rageblade blueprint, and then a few days later, the Rageblades got duped. And so how does that make me feel as someone that spent 24 hours grinding for something, yet someone could just go and dupe it? Same thing for the title spellbooks. So I grinded, I think it was like 5 hours straight for that, non-stop, losing sleep. I was like heavy-eyed. I remember it was like 4 or 5 a.m. by the time I finally got that thing. 2 days later, title spellbook blueprints got duped, right? So how does that make me feel as someone that really dedicates their life to a game that is completely broken? It makes me feel like, quitting the game because it's so broken, right? So, and as a content creator, and so many of you actually rely on a lot of my videos for builds and ideas and stuff, I had the obligation to continue playing. And so in this latest update with the wipe, a lot of players got impacted by this, and there were actually like honest players that never duped, that ever, they never duped. They played fairly. They sold stuff. They bought stuff. They grinded hard through their shops and stuff to earn all these coins and items, and they got, pretty much a wipe. And so of course there's a lot of people down right now about that, and that's completely understandable, and I can't fault someone like that. But let me give you a little bit of perspective on that. These transactions should have never happened in the first place. You're basically working with counterfeit money that shouldn't even be in the game itself, because the only money that should be in the game is from money generated from selling crops to NPCs, right? So from the merchants inside the hub. So the only money that should be actually put into the game is when you come over here and sell something to these vendors, because these are the only things that are actually technically duping money. So these are the vendors that should have control of how much money comes into the economy. In turn, you should be spending money to buy seeds and totems and such. And so there should be money coming in and then money going out, right? And so over time, you should have this buildup of coins, but it shouldn't be as rapid as it was. People were going over to the banker and duping coin bags. They were doing all kinds of stuff. And again, they were duping trillions of coins, everyone, trillions. So what would happen is these trillionaires would go out and buy people's shops out, making you a billionaire overnight. And then what they would do is they would own the market for the smelters and stuff, so the items that they were really targeting. And then they'd go and turn around and on their stores, because it was so hard to find a lot of these items, even though that they were duped, they'd make it really hard to find these items, and then they would mark them up, and then you would just basically give them even more money. So it was really broken. It was really disgusting too. So thankfully the game team did what they needed to do. It was really gutsy. If you think about it, think about how hard it is for a developer to do what they had to do, and it's not their fault. As much as people want to blame them for, the dupes and stuff, that is actually a Roblox issue. I hope you know that. And so as a developer, developers should not have to combat dupe. That should be something that Roblox should be combating. Roblox should be preventing that. But what they had to do is spend all this time making fixes for dupes. And granted, some of the dupes were their fault, but the main dupes that were happening in the game that started it all are Roblox's fault. It's just the way the game works. I mean, there's so many games that actually have duping in it. So this wipe actually really needed to happen. As much as you hate it, and as much as you got penalized, and as much as you probably lost billions of coins, I get it. I get it. Look, I get it. I lost billions worth of items inside my inventory today. So I get it. I'm feeling it. But here's the thing. If you had billions, you could do it again. If you're that player that had billions, you could do it again. I really feel more so bad for the players that had millions of coins, not billions, because the players with millions of coins just didn't really know how to grind. And a lot of them just kind of, maybe some people gave them that coin instead of them actually grinding for it. Who knows? And I think there's going to be a lot of players that are going to quit because of that. They don't really know how to grind. So what I'm going to be really focusing on over the next couple of days is really trying to figure out ways to describe to you on how you can get rich fast in this game still using these mechanics and restrictions, right? So So how do we stay as a brand new player within this realm and actually start making some coins, some good coins too? So I'm gonna actually go through that with you, and I will show you how to make lots of coins in Islands still. And hopefully you're gonna be loving the game just like before, but maybe even more, because this is actually really cool. I love this new branch system. So imagine, you know, they release new items and new players can't just go in and, you know, go get them and sell them for 50 million and become an instant millionaire. So what used to happen is you'd be able to, as a brand new player, you'd be able to go and load up the hub, and you'd be able to just go and make one of these. And, you know, it was just so easy as a new player to suddenly become a millionaire, billionaire in a single day. And that's not really fair to anyone else, right? Because I could just go and say, okay, all of these seeds. So like when we had the Starfruit update, I could have made billions off those seeds just by grinding those over and over and selling them for high amounts, because a lot of people love those items. So again, I hope you see the positivity of this update, but I totally understand if you want to rant, if you want to vent, if you're that type of player that's just like, look, I just had so much invested in this game, I'm kind of done. I hear you. I don't agree with you, but that's your choice. You know, I can't force you to play the game. I can't force you to love the game that I love. So, you know, that's just really your decision. But the good news is that as many as there are complaining, there are just as many people thanking the game team for fixing the dupes. There are a lot of players that are willing to come back because the dupes are fixed and the economy's fixed, so it's fair for everyone. So when you see someone with, you know, billions of coins up here, you know that they probably earned those coins from something. Now you can at least assume that they earned those coins, versus a lot of players had billions of coins who never ever earned billions of coins. So now you can actually grind for coins with confidence, knowing that, you know, your 500 million or billion that you have inside your coin balance is something that you can actually truly flex. Because before, anytime I would see someone with 5, 10, 20, 30, 500 billion, I just didn't believe they earned it. And not to say that not everyone did. You know, there were a lot of like super mall type players like Izzy, Frank, and such that would actually have billions of coins, and I could understand that. But there's also people that would literally just buy those billions with Robux and be a billionaire within minutes and never earn it. And how does the game team really tell, you know, honest players from dishonest players? Well, unfortunately, the dishonest players are going to get penalized with honest players at the same time. So there's nothing they could really do about it. So kudos to the game team for doing what needed to happen. I know that not everyone's going to be happy, but you know, the game team really cares about this game. They care about the future of the game. And unfortunately, before they did this wipe, there was nowhere else to go other than down from a player standpoint, because nothing made sense from a price standpoint and nothing made sense from a rarity standpoint, you know, and so now it does. So again, that is why this reset was so important. So lastly, I'm not really going to go into detail of the animals on this update, but there are updates. So there are new items inside the actual like husbandry or animal workbench. So you can see I've got to get this leveled up again. There's new pets here. There's new eggs. So you can actually get eggs now. I've got one here that I'm going to hatch. Oh, it looks like I reached the max limit already. So you can actually get more increase. So you can actually unlock that and earn that as you unlock more in your animal husbandry. You can actually have more animals. And then I have a little baby cow around here somewhere. And so I already have 2 cows now. So you can actually have more. Oh, there he is. So look at the little baby. He's a little baby. So you can actually have the little babies now, and they'll actually look at you, at your face and stuff. And the cows are no longer as annoying as they used to be. Remember when they used to be in your face while you're working? They're no longer that annoying, which is great because they were so annoying before. They're pretty chill. And then you can also breed them now, apparently. So look at him. He looks at you now, but he's like, dude, whatever. Now they will still follow you if you have wheat. I don't have any wheat on me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, and also smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And let me know in the comments what you think about the update. I know there's, like I said, I know there's a lot of people that are upset about the update, but I also see a lot of people happy with the update. So let me know what you think. Again, I won't judge you either way. So tomorrow's update video will be focusing a lot more on the animals, because I know I didn't really cover that enough today, as well as some of the other update stuff that came out. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.